Hello boys, welcome back to another session of online biology video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 12th biology students, and this is for 5th July 2021. And this session we are entering into a new chapter, that is chapter number 3, human reproduction. In this chapter we are going to talk about what exactly reproduction and how it takes place in human beings. We are going to discuss about the male reproductive system and associated structures, what is their role, the part of each part and its role, and we are going to talk about the female reproductive system, the structure, functions of each one. We are going to talk about menstrual cycle, importance of menstruation period and menstrual cycle. We are going to talk about the spermatogenesis as well as oogenesis, and then how exactly the fertilization takes place, human embryo development, and finally parturition takes place and the baby will be delivered. So since it is related to our own cases, we need to understand, because there are so many misunderstandings about human reproduction in general in the society, and people are sometimes get confused, and there are many serious cases also happening. Hence it is better we understand the science behind it. Hence let us focus on this chapter number 3, human reproduction. Now, reproduction, as we discussed in case of flowering plants, is the production of young ones by an organism. So it is the production of offsprings. And if the production of offspring takes place again and again, then we say reproduction. So production of offsprings or young ones again and again by adult organisms. So humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous. Remember, oviparous, viviparous, viviparous we said. So viviparous means they are going to organisms that give birth to young ones. And basically human reproductive system consists of two things. One is the male reproductive system that will be present in the male organism, female reproductive system that will be present in the female organism. So in human beings we have got the sexual difference, male sex and female sex. So to start with, we deliberate on male reproductive system. What does it contain? A male reproductive system contains the following parts: pair of testis. Okay, this is the pair of testis here, and then we have got accessory ducts, that tube-like structures. You can see so many tube-like structures are there, all these tube-like structures. And then you got accessory glands. You can see here there is a presence of glands like bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland, seminal vesicle, like this. Prostate gland, of course, is very important gland. And then external genitalia in the form of penis. Okay, this portion. So basically all human beings, healthy human beings, will have a pair of testes situated outside the abdomen in a bag-like structure called scrotum. So the scrotum is a muscular structure, and the testes, which are male reproductive organs, two in number, they are situated or located in scrotum outside the abdominal cavity. There is a reason for this. This facilitates, say, 1 or 2 degrees less than the body temperature. As all of us know, human beings' body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. When the testes are situated in the scrotum outside the abdominal cavity, the temperature in the scrotum will be around 35 degrees. This is the purpose. And when the temperature is less than the body temperature, then only testis will produce sperms. That is the reason why testicles or testis is situated outside the abdominal cavity. And then accessory ducts. There are ducts called vas efferentia or vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. You can just focus on the diagram there is vas deferens, tube-like structure, big tube-like structure. Then epididymis is there, and then you got vas deferens also. Vas deferens also. Here you can see the presence of long tube, vas deferens. Then there are associated glands which are there. Like this is of course epididymis, as we said, and then the glands are most important gland. I said in male reproductive system is prostate gland. So there is what we call this one, prostate gland. Okay, and then there is seminal vesicle. Okay, and this one, seminal vesicle. You can see here the presence of this one, seminal vesicle, and then Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, this structure. So these are the various parts that are associated with male reproductive system. And as we can see here, primary sex organs that produce sperms and testosterone. So these are testes are the primary, we say gonads, male gonads. They undergo meiosis. Each cell present in the testis, testicular cell, will undergo meiosis and produce sperms. And for this, male sex hormone called testosterone is responsible for that. So testes are formed within abdomen, or we can say outside the abdomen. Soon after the birth or at the 8th month of pregnancy, they descend into scrotal sac, as I said, through inguinal canal. So there is a canal called inguinal canal. So through that inguinal canal, this one, okay, the testis will droop down into the scrotum. So the low temperature, as I said, 2 to 2.5 degrees less than the body temperature of scrotum helps for proper functioning of testis and for production of sperms, spermatogenesis. So you can see here vas deferens, the big tube, epididymis, small tube, and of course testis, and the bag-like structure in which the testis are situated is scrotum. And then you can also see here the presence of seminiferous tubules, then scrotum, epididymis, you can see that spring-like structure, and then the sperm duct, which is common. And then each testis is in oval shape, and this is important. Many times this is asked, TS, transverse section of testis, and the length of the testis is 4 to 5 centimeters, width is 2 to 3 centimeters. Each testis has about 250 testicular lobules, and each lobule contains 1 to 3 coiled seminiferous tubules. Okay, so you got you can see the presence of seminiferous tubules, and seminiferous tubule is lined internally with spermatogenetic cells. Spermatogonia are male germ cells, and Sertoli cells, supporting cells. Okay, Sertoli cells. So Sertoli cells, you can see here this one, presence of this Sertoli cells, give shape and nourishment for developing spermatogonia. This is important. Sertoli cells. Sometimes we will ask you one more question. What are Sertoli cells? Where are they located? What is their significance? So significance is nourishment to sperm, growing sperms. The regions outside the seminiferous tubules, that is interstitial spaces, contain small blood vessels, as you are seeing here. Small blood vessels will be there, and interstitial cells, these are also called Leydig cells. So immunologically they are competent cells, and Leydig cells, they are very, very important because they secrete the androgens, male sex hormones. You must know the difference between Leydig cells and Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells are for nourishment. Okay, they provide nourishment to sperms. Leydig cells, they are responsible for the production of the androgens, male sex hormones, that is testosterone. Okay, then you can see here the transverse section of that. You can see the presence of spermatids and presence of dividing spermatocytes, then spermatozoa, which are having the tail-like portion, and centrally there is a lumen, and the presence of interstitial cells. So all this will indicate how the sperms are developed inside the testis. And male reproductive system consists of, we said, accessory ducts. What are those accessory ducts? We said reed testis, that is irregular cavities. Look at this. This is the irregular cavities you can see here, reed testis. And vasa efferentia, that is series of fine tubules you can see here, vasa efferentia. The branches of each tubule is going off. And then epididymis you can see here, this is the epididymis structure, stores sperms temporarily, that is the function of epididymis. And then vas deferens, you can see long tube, curly tube, and that gets elongated. So vas deferens joins with a duct of seminal vesicle to form common ejaculatory duct. What do you mean by common ejaculatory? Through this duct there will be flow of sperms in the form of semen as well as urine. That's why we say common ejaculatory duct. Continuing with that, accessory ducts, we have got this conduction of sperms through accessory ducts, wherein we can see seminiferous tubules. So these are the seminiferous tubules, and they form this reed testis. Then from reed testis you can see there is formation of vasa efferentia. They join together and form vasa efferentia. All vasa efferentia will join together and form epididymis, and epididymis will join together and make a long spring-like structure called vas deferens. Here you can see the presence of vas deferens here in this way. Okay, and then this forms common ejaculatory duct, and that common ejaculatory duct forms urethra, and the urethra will open into urethral meatus. Okay, and this is how the various ducts are formed. And what about glands? Along with the tube-like structures called ducts, there are structures which are called glands, because they are a type of tissue that secrete certain hormones or juices. So the glands include a pair of seminal vesicles. You can see here presence of seminal vesicle 1 and 2. And then there is a prostate gland is present. This is normally gives a lot of trouble to men because sometimes there is nowadays unfortunately a lot of prostate cancers are detected in men. And then a pair of cowpers or bulbourethral gland here, small ones, okay, and their collective secretion is called seminal plasma. All these three glands secrete seminal plasma. It is rich in fructose, calcium and enzymes. So seminal plasma, when it mixes with the sperms, it forms semen or semen. So functions of seminal plasma: it helps in transporting sperms, supplies nutrients to sperms, fructose is there, provides alkalinity to counteract acidity of uterus. This is very, very important. People should understand this. The seminal plasma provides alkalinity to counteract acidity of the uterus. So if seminal plasma is not having alkalinity, then the acids secreted by uterus will kill the sperms. Hence, the female will not conceive. That is one of the reasons why most of the females do not produce young ones. Secretions of Cowper's glands lubricate the penis. So that is the function of Cowper's gland. So secretions of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, prostate gland help for maturation and motility. Motility means movement of sperms. Now, the external one, finally, we have got a muscular structure. It's called penis. It's a copulatory organ. It helps during the copulation. It is made up of a special erectile spongy tissue. It is called corpus spongiosum, this one, and then corpus carnosum. There are two. these tissues are responsible for the erectile nature of the penis. When spongy tissue is filled with blood, the penis erects. It facilitates insemination of the sperms, release of sperms inside the female reproductive system. The cone-shaped tip of the penis is called glans penis. Okay, this structure is called glans penis, and it is covered by a foreskin. There is a skin that protects, that's called profuse. And in the next session we will see the structure and function of female reproductive system. Until then, keep on practicing the diagrams. What is important is you need to draw the diagram, male reproductive system. Identify the 4 parts that I told you. That is, you have to identify the tubes,